of times though, you got brothers and just people in general, it's like, the jealousy kicks in. They don't just want to make money. Now they got to get your spot, and they want to, how do you?
Because there's a white power structure, right? There's a white power structure in place that markets that messaging point, that markets that mindset, and attempts to condition that mindset in the minds of us all. So the crabs in the barrel came from them. Am I going with perception or am I going with purpose? That was the lesson that I got from that. Am I going with perception or am I going with purpose? I paid for a venue. It was a club. The club told me that we're not doing no black power. We're not doing no black power events at this club. I'm sorry, you can't do your event. Once they found out what I was going to be speaking about. So at the last minute, the venue refunded my money and said they wasn't going to allow me to do my event because they heard about the topics I was going to speak about. So it was a lot of pressure to find another place to do my seminar, my speaking engagement. So I found the lady. She, I knew a lady. She owned a juice bar at the time, and I reached out to her. She said she was gonna allow me to use the place. Long story short, I'm out there. She's not answering the phone. We get about a half an hour to where we're supposed to do the event at her place. She's not even answering the phone. So now I'm like, okay, this doesn't look like this is going to happen. Mind you, the gate is down. So I'm driving around trying to figure out, Googling, trying to figure out where can I do this seminar at. And then now it's 9 o'clock comes. This is the time I'm supposed to be speaking. Now everybody's outside at this event, at this venue, right? And so now my manager's blowing up the phone. Everybody's calling me, and I'm just sitting in my car, and I got the thought to get. I had the thought to quit, right? And sorry for stuttering because I want to be careful with the words I say. But at that moment, I thought I wanted to quit. I felt that pressure, like of just let me just go somewhere and hide and let this day go by, right? And then I heard a voice in my head. Saying like, "You're gonna do this. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You have to do it. You gotta get this message out. You waking up people. You waking up people. You waking up your people. Man, are you doing it for perception or are you doing it for purpose?" Now, perception is you got the nice venue, podium, cameras, lights, right? I got Allen Houston coming. I got a lot of important people coming to see me speak, right? And I heard a voice, and I believe that voice was God talking to me, asking me, why are you doing this? And once I realized that I had a purpose, and my purpose was and still is and will forever be to make sure that I wake up the sleeping minds of my people, and I create situations and opportunities for my people to put themselves in better living and mental conditions. So then I became excited and I became fired up. And I said, fuck that. I went to the 99-cent store. I bought a little $40 Bluetooth speaker and a little cheap mic. I went on Instagram Live and I told everybody, I said, listen, this venue did this. This person, the ladies flaked on me. It's okay. I'm here to help. I'm here to help people and share my testimony, share my ideas, and let's do it. I went to 145th and Lenox. I went to the park. I put that speaker down, and man, it was a lot, right? It was a very it was almost a feeling of embarrassment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I did it, and only a handful of people showed up. Allen Houston, he came for about 2 minutes. He looked down at the speaker. he looked at me. Right? the other lady, the other lady who had brung some serious investors, they didn't even get out the car. They, you know, the guy, the money guy was, sitting in the nice SUV. He rolled down the back window, looked at the park, looked around, rolled the window up, and they drove off. Right?
Right.
But it was 5 brothers that stayed. And my message was for those 5 brothers.
Yeah.
And I gave it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke to them. And I spoke to those 5 brothers like I was talking to 5 million brothers. Because it wasn't about the perception. It was about the purpose. This is way before my message. Now my face is everywhere. We traveling. We doing things,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because God had to see. God was testing me. Are you doing it for perception? Or are you doing it for purpose?
Right.
Are you doing it for $1? Or are you doing it for impact? Are you doing it for change? Or are you doing it for change? Right? Are you doing it for change? Or are you doing it for change? I'm doing it for change, changing my people.
Right.
So, I mean, I loved it. That first event, I learned so many life lessons from that event.
So that's a part of your No Labels tour, right?
Absolutely, 1,000,000%.
So tell me, how did you come up with that name, No Labels? What do you mean by that?
No labels, because it started off that I wanted to teach artists, because I do music too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to teach artists, rappers, musicians, singers, actors, actresses, how to create music, monetize music, make money off music without selling your soul. And let's be clear, you're not gonna have success in the music industry without selling your soul, because the current structure of the music industry is ran by people who want to destroy our people.
Mm-hmm.
And before Cat Williams, before all the stuff coming out with Diddy, I was talking about this almost 3 years ago on the Matt Hoffa show, and people thought I was lying.
Yeah.
People thought I was looking for clout. I was clout chasing. Okay?
Yeah.
So, again, I'm not a homosexual. Ain't no man never ran in my butt. Ain't no man never sleep with me. And I ain't never sleep with no man. Ain't no man suck on my penis. And I ain't sucking no dick. So, you mean to tell me I'm not going to be successful if I don't do none of this weirdo shit? Nah, fuck that. So my intention initially was to create something where not only can I inform and warn artists, but also it gives me an opportunity to mobilize artists and managers so we can create our own energy. No labels tour. We're going to do this shit without the labels. And then when I did the first event, it was like, oh shit, now I'm on this Black Power shit. Now I'm not just talking about the music business. Because when I learned, I said, well, damn, it's a company called Valor. And Valor owns Vivendi. And then Vivendi owns Viacom. And then Viacom owns Universal Music Group. And Viacom owns BET. And at the head of this shit is a bunch of French motherfuckers, right? So I'm like, oh shit. This is why the music is the way it is. This is why media, movies. So now I'm like, oh, hell no. We got to create our own shit. And I'm not afraid. There's no pushback from the devil when you go with God. There's no pushback strong enough from the devil when you go with God. So I don't live in fear, because I don't live in fear. And fear is false evidence appearing real. So I got the true evidence, right? And then now I'm living in that real reality that God is greater than the devil. And the God in me is greater than the devil inside these devils.
Mm-hmm. I was teaching yesterday to some people something you said. It was kind of like the Judas circle. You said, don't work with people who want to make money. Work with people who want to make money with you.
Right.
And how did that come about? Was it something that happened to you that you realized that?
Because at the end of the day, you have to want for your brother what you want for yourself. See, the European lives and thrives off of division, off divide and conquer. We are not a people of division. We taught the same people that hate us, we taught them everything they know about life, civilization, psychology, business, economic structure, space travel, aerodynamics. We taught them everything they know. We're not a people that are selfish. So we operate at the highest level when we're working together. And when you work together, you're at a higher vibration as opposed to just working for self and being selfish.
You know, a lot of times though, you got brothers and just people in general, it's like, you know, the jealousy kicks in. They don't just want to make money. Now they got to get your spot, and they want to, you know, how do you?
Because there's a white power structure, right? There's a white power structure in place that markets that messaging point, that markets that mindset, and attempts to condition that mindset in the minds of us all. So the crabs in the barrel came from them. These are strategies and tactics that they condition in us to protect their white power structure. So when we understand that, it doesn't mean we're going to let our guards down, because whether we understand that our brother is being conditioned or not, that brother living on that low vibration can be dangerous to others and to himself. So we can protect against the brothers who are unaware, but were sympathetic due to their lack of knowledge.
You know, I hear you talk about Buffett and Charlie Munger. It's a lot of guys don't even know about Charlie Munger. How did you find out about Munger and Berkshire?
Oh, Berkshire Hathaway. I mean, well, just studying, right? Like, you know, being a student, and you know, if you want to create generational wealth, then I'm gonna look up people who've actually created generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to look at the steps that they took. Well, you know, Warren Buffett, you know, he had a teacher. His teacher was Benjamin Graham. Benjamin Graham had a book called The Intelligent Investor. Warren Buffett never did an official autobiography, but he co-signed one autobiography called The Snowball. I'm going to show you the cover of the book. Hold on. So the book looks like this.
Okay.
The Snowball.
Ball, right.
Warren Buffett.
Okay.
In the business of life. The Snowball, Warren Buffett in the business of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely suggest reading that book. That book is about, I think, 700 or 800 pages. And it talks about his life, his investment strategies, early companies. And what they said about Warren Buffett was at 12 years old, he had read every financial book in the library. So
yeah,
that level of financial success was cultivated because as a child, he was very studious in the area of economics and finance.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had mentors and teachers to teach him how to apply that knowledge. And then because he was acquiring that knowledge at such an early age, he had a minimum of 10 years to apply that knowledge. So by the time he was 22 years old, he had 10,000 hours of investment experience.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to generate and develop massive wealth because he had an early start. So when the kids in the ghetto were dribbling basketballs, he was learning investment strategies.
Right. Quickly, I want to talk to you guys about a foundation called Viva Se Amina. This foundation is dedicated to improving the mental health of eliminating the stress and anxiety that happens when athletes transfer to meaningful career opportunities after they complete their time in sports. the foundation believing in empowering these athletes to drive beyond the field, court, or arena. Because that transition can be overwhelming sometimes as they navigate the shift from, having a spotlight as an athlete to uncertainties of post-retirement life. So your support is very instrumental. Check us out. Every donation is directly impacts these individuals. So go to this link and check it out. Thank you.
So
And
it's all about being introduced to information at those most influential years. So a child's learning curve is the shortest from 0 to 7.
Right.
Okay, where the child's ability to learn any and everything is its highest, is the strongest between the ages of 0 to 7. So when you look at the curriculum of a black boy between that age, then you see the conspiracy to limit that black boy when he becomes a man, because the curriculum being taught by the Board of Education does not leverage that short learning curve that black boy has between the ages of 0 to 7. And Europeans, they understand that, so their curriculum becomes more advanced during those young early childhood developmental stages. And then we think that it was something special about Warren Buffett. No, he just got the book when you got the toy.
Mm-hmm.
He just got the course when you was getting Dr. Seuss. Okay? And one of the most greatest gifts my grandfather gave me was he made me read encyclopedias. My first introduction to reading was encyclopedias.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what my grandfather did for me. So he cultivated and activated that fertile mind very, very early on. So Warren Buffett is nothing special about Warren Buffett. Nothing special. His parents just took advantage of his his short learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So I came across those gentlemen by just being hungry,
right,
to increase my financial literacy. Oh, and this last book I want our people to pay attention to. It's called The Intelligent Investor.
Who's the author?
Benjamin Graham.
Oh, that was Buffett's mentor.
Yeah. So this book is a revision, but we want to see the green cover, not just the red cover. I'm gonna see if they have the old one too. Hold on, because you gotta be careful with these revisions.
Yeah, you're right. I just had a problem with that the other day.
Because some of that knowledge is removed.
Mm-hmm.
The original book was green though, so it might be hard to find. Those original books.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, I'm trying to find it, and I'm having a little challenge to find the green cover version. But nonetheless, these books are important for us to understand. And not only these books are important to understand, but it's also important to understand the head start conducive to taking your life to the next level.
Right. I hear you're about to do a TED talk. How did that come about?
A couple people reached out to me and they said, how would I be interested in doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was just that.
That's big, man. You gonna do that in London or something, or you doing it here?
Doing it in London.
Wow. Have you been there before?
Okay, you tapped in, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I've been watching a lot of your stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I got a couple sweet surprises lined up for the rest of this year.
When we talk about weed and alcohol to brothers, I noticed that it's a lot of podcasts out here, not all of them, but a lot of them, where the brothers are, smoking and rolling on there. And it seems like, dudes enjoy that. They really love that. What do you think about, that whole promoting. I mean, I'm not saying, because I've smoked weed a long time. I don't smoke it now, but I did it for a long time. And alcohol, you know, how people, what's, I know your thoughts on it, but tell, you know, my people your thoughts on that.
Well, see, that's not actually weed that you see all our brothers and sisters out here smoking now, right?
Right.
You know, back in the day, on every corner, what you saw, a liquor store, right?
Right.
What you see on every corner now, smoke shop.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
what they're doing is they're putting synthetic drugs in the marijuana. There's synthetic heroin, synthetic dope, synthetic crystal meth, you know, synthetic fentanyl, synthetic prescription pills, uppers and downers, right? So now the side effects of smoking this marijuana is creating dementia. It's creating cardiac arrest. It's creating schizophrenia, bipolarism, right? It's creating extreme aggression, in depression, in anxiety, right? So they're weaponizing recreational drugs, and this comes from the white power structure. Again, the white man's job since we've been coming to America has been to destroy us. He's just getting more clever. Okay, so it went from a sheet to a badge. It went from a noose to a handcuff. It went from a whip to a bullet. See? So it went from COINTELPRO to a record label.
Wow.
Went from the CIA to Apple Music. Right? So this is what we're dealing with. And then it's also very, very mindful to note that they use welfare as a strategy to take the black man out the home. Right? So they found a way to separate that black man from his family. And they also found a way in the 80s how to separate the black mother from her child. You know what that was?
What?
Crack cocaine.
Wow.
Right?
You're right. Yeah,
now listen.
Mm-hmm.
They use crack cocaine, they use welfare to remove the black man out of the home. They use crack cocaine to remove the mother from the child. Now they're using marijuana to remove that mother from their child. A lot of these teenage mothers are displaying the same levels of detachment that crack mothers display towards their children.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I hear brothers. Well, you know, anytime you see.
So I'm against the.
Okay.
And let me just bring it home.
Okay.
I'm against the usage of. I'm against the usage of marijuana. I'm against the openings of these smoke shops, and there's no plant that doesn't have a seed. And if you smoking it, you should be growing it.
Mm-hmm. You know, you hear guys say, "Well, I'm getting mine from the same guy I've been getting it, so my stuff is not like that." You know, the stuff that he's talking about.
Like that. It's definitely like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you have to think about it. If they are co-signing on it and they're saying that it's good for you and you should be doing it, that should be a sign.
Does the Korean? I mean, does the Korean tell you not to buy the malt liquor? Does the Korean tell you not to buy the Hennessy? Does the Chinese man tell you not to buy the whiskey? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna look to the person that's making me sick
as an advisor
to denounce the product that they're selling to me that makes me sick.
Right.
We have to understand that these people are very much invested in our self-destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And they will use marijuana, they will use music, they will use movies, they will use the government, they will use any and everything in their white power structure system they have readily available to destroy us. So, and this is what they've been doing for over 400 years. So now we have to smarten up. We have to have these conversations, and we have to mass market becoming gods and goddesses. because there's protection in that vibration. And the devil will never be more powerful than God. This is why they attack our religion. This is why they gave us the version of religion that disempowers us as opposed to empowers us. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What would you say that the biggest part of the religion that was given to us that dispowers us? Is it one thing that really
that Jesus is white? That's number one. So now you got to go to the white man for your food because you don't have any farms. You got to go to the white man for your clothes because you don't own any mills or fashion houses. You got to go to the white man for protection because you don't have no black police department, no army, no National Guard. You got to go to the white man for your health because you don't have no doctors, your own hospital. You got to go to the white man and the Indian man for your food. Everything is a fast food deli, Habibi, chopped cheese bullshit. Then you got to go to the white man for your religion and your faith too. What the fuck? Hold up, man. Something ain't right about that. So that's the first thing that Jesus is white. The second thing is that we're not gods because there's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Did not tell ye that ye did not tell ye that ye are gods?" That like there's a version in the Bible that is a part in the Bible, a section in the Bible that actually discloses that information. And I believe the guy, I think his name is I think David or one of them motherfuckers, he walked on water with Jesus.
Right in the beginning, yeah.
Jesus didn't give him the power to walk on water. The power to walk on water was already internalized into him, given to him by Jesus' father. And Jesus' father is David's father. Jesus ain't no better than me.
Black, yeah.
Jesus ain't no better than me or you.
Right.
The same thing that made Jesus walk on water is the same thing I'm using to wake up the minds of our people. The same thing that made every Jesus the same thing that made motherfuckers go hallelujah is the same thing I'm using to make our people go, we are gods, we are powerful, we're gonna build our community, and we're gonna spread this message.
I can hear people now, blasphemy, blasphemy.
Now what Jesus say? What did Jesus tell his brother? What did Jesus tell his brother? He told him the recipe on how to use his God ability. He said, have faith and take not fear. Have faith and take not fear. Don't have faith in me, have faith in yourself. And don't have no fear. So when I don't have any fear, I don't fear nothing. I don't fear the devil. I don't fear none of that shit. Right? Have faith. I have faith in the God that's in me. And then I'm walking on water every day. So my message, my face is everywhere. You looking at me walking on water, baby. You see?
Yeah.
I am a God. I am a God. Jesus is my brother, not my father. Jesus is my brother, not my father. Jesus is a God, but so am I. Jesus was the Son of God, but so am I. I am the Son of God. You see how they try to switch up the religion? You look, we got people worshiping their, listen, we got brothers worshiping their brothers. We got sisters worshiping their brother.
You talking about the pastors?
And ain't none of us had a conversation with our father.
Right.
Because once you have a conversation with your father, like I did, your father gonna tell you, that's not your motherfucking father. I'm your father. That's your brother. And you're his brother. I'm his father and I'm your father. And the same thing that your brother can do, you can do. So go do it. That's what God told me. So I'm doing it. Every second, every minute, every hour, I'm doing it. I'm walking on water because I am a God. I'm going to keep walking on water.
Right. Bro, I'm with you on that, man. You talked about it one time. You had to create, I don't know whether you was in Rikers when you did it, imaginary parents. You know, you said you was talking back and forth to your imaginary parents? When was that?
No. What I did was I had to realize that you could time travel through meditation. Now I'm tapping into my God abilities, right? So I started to study child psychology, and I found out that the mother represents the physical version of self-esteem for the child at certain points of that child's life. So what your parents instill in you, when you get older and you're faced with adversity, you reflect back to the morals and values that your parents instilled into you, like resilience, durability, consistency, dedication. And then you start to hear those powerful words that your parents told you and taught you as a child. You can do it, son. You can do it. Daddy loves you. Mama loves you. You're special. So once I realized that those things happened, when I was faced with adversity and I searched my subconscious mind for a voice from my mother, that voice wasn't there. And then I realized that I can insert that voice back into my mind. I can time travel through meditation and go back to my younger self with my older self and talk to my younger self and say, you're special.